It's episode 4 of season 3 of the Co-Pilots podcast. I'm getting better.
I know, you actually remember what number it is this time.
Yes.
And this time
yes,
they're not just because they're the same.
And even though it's been 48 hours since we last did this, I still remembered it off the cuff. Just like that, because I'm a fucking professional.
I could have sworn I said, is it episode 4 like a minute ago? Which would have probably prompted you to...
Yep, that's also true. Never mind. Anyway, so we are going to be talking about today a show called Review that I'd not heard of until I read it on the episode planner that we've made, and Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Not a particularly good match.
I feel like a sort of 20 to 30 minute comedy. Maybe.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, we can give it that. That's the only similarity, is that they're both funny.
And American. Although the Review apparently we just found out is based on an Australian show, which
I think is probably better.
I still really... Anyway, we should decide which one we're going to talk about before we start getting into it. Which one do you want to start with?
Should we... I don't know. Should we just go for a review?
Do it. Alright. Review then is a fake documentary series starring Forrest McNeil, who reviews real life experiences, which is an amazing concept for a show.
Yeah,
so
I think as soon as I saw the idea, I was like, I think I'm going to like this. Because it just sounds fun, doesn't it?
It proves to be.
Yeah.
The first episode, he reviews stealing, drug addiction, and going to the prom.
The only one of those that I was a bit sort of like, how much humour is there in going to a prom? But then it follows on from the first two.
Yeah. It's amazing. So the first little segment he does, stealing, he steals some sweets from a shop, and he gets away with it. Oh no, sorry, we got to mention the first joke that made me laugh is, so he's wandering around the set like presenting the show. Like, hello, I'm Forrest McNeil. This is Review where we blah blah blah, and our first request comes in from Mork, and he turns to his assistant saying, "Mork is a weird name, isn't it? You don't hear that very often." She goes, "Yeah, I've not heard of Mork before." So he goes, "Anyway, here he is." Video comes up, this guy, "Hi, it's Mark." And I fucking pissed myself. I had to pause the show because I was absolutely wetting myself.
That's a pretty good start, because that's maybe like 3 minutes in.
I don't think it's even that. I think it's about within the first minute or so, but I was absolutely pissing myself.
But then it gets into, and he just starts stealing stuff. I like that, because I thought he was just going to like steal one thing and be like, stealing's alright. But then it just escalates.
Yeah, will stealing leave me with a crushing sense of disappointment and shame, or words to that effect. So he nicks these sweets and he gets away with it. So he's like, I wonder if it wasn't personal enough. So he just goes and nicks an old lady shopping.
And then I like that it just escalates to the point that he's like planning a bank robbery. Like with the people that work in the office, just like, I'm taking the intern with me.
Oh my god, that was so fun. Oh, and the setup for that, when there's a couple of minutes where they're like practicing it in his office and everything, and they drive to the bank and they get the stockings off his assistants, they put them on their head, sneak up to the bank, first thing that happens is they get shot. I was fucking crying watching that.
Because there was a little part of me that was like, he can't pull off a bank robbery.
It's like, before they're even in the door, just his mate gets shot.
Just came back in the car going, there was another card.
Oh god. So that's the stealing part. Do you go on about the drug addiction bit, because that also really made me fucking laugh.
Or then he decides to get addicted to drugs. And you see, and he goes straight in for cocaine.
Oh, sorry. We should say that stealing. He awarded 2 stars. Continue.
So yeah, he goes straight in at cocaine, and he's just like, "Nah, cocaine. I'm not. I think it's kind of shit. And he bins it." And the intern on crutches now from being shot, has that moment of just like, "But can I try some?" And has to root it out of the bin. So then he goes through just a series of other drugs. And at no point does he sort of go, "I've heard heroin's addictive."
Yeah, that's where I thought they were
But
going.
I feel like that wouldn't have been as fun for the show.
Oh, that's it, because he tries getting into a whole different bunch of stuff, like alcoholic wine.
Yeah. And in my head I'm just like, there's another kind of wine?
What? But there's that amazing scene where he's in the pub, or the bar or whatever, and he goes into the toilet. He's like, I felt really dejected because I wasn't... I was clearly not able to get addicted to anything. He comes back up the toilet, clearly just having done a line of cocaine, going, right, let's carry on, it's all going to be fine.
Yeah, but then he clearly gets addicted to cocaine. And then it just escalates, and he's like... And then it ends up, and they have an intervention. And he pretty much just walks in and just goes like, "Yep, I don't need this intervention. Let's go to rehab." And his wife's just there like, "Yeah, I guess I should take you to rehab."
Oh, God. So he gets clear of it, doesn't he? Oh, he steals a dog and a cop car as well. So he's got this dog. I don't know why.
Was that in the cocaine bit? Was that in the stealing bit?
No, that was in the stealing bit. It's just...
You remember?
You
remembered
about it.
It
was a bit of a reflex, that. I just... yeah, that's it for the addiction, wasn't it? He gets off the drugs and then
gives it half a star.
Yeah, half a star for that. And then going to prom. He struggles to find someone to go to prom with. So he asks his babysitter in the creepiest scene where he's driving.
I don't know. I thought him walking around like a high school, going like, would you like to go to prom with me?" I thought that was pretty fucking creepy.
I can't help it. I'm laughing too much to talk about it. If you can find it anywhere, for God's sake, go and watch this. It's so funny.
It was of all the shows we've done so far, this was the hardest to find.
It wasn't for me. You sent me a link.
I know. Because I spent 40 minutes looking for this fucking... I was at a point that I was like, maybe we could just watch something else.
I'm so glad you carried on and found it, because it's so good. But yeah, so going to prom, he takes this really shy babysitter, and they go to the prom, and he's sort of like, oh, he's getting involved, but she's not having any of it, so he's dancing there. She goes, "No, I don't want to dance." So he's like, "Oh, all right then." And then he goes, and then I realised this prom really was boring. So
no, it's after he meets
he meets up with his mate,
the guy who he used to go to high school with, and he was like,
yeah.
And then he found out that he got sent to the fake prom.
Oh, we sent you to decoy prom.
And then, so then he's like, "We should hug it out," and then steals the wallet.
Sorry. With the skills that he's learnt from the 2-star stealing experience.
And then goes to your man outside in the big black Cadillac and goes, "Buy some drugs." And then all the cool kids, they go and do massive amounts of cocaine.
Just to start shouting, peer pressure, peer pressure.
In the drug addiction part, he has a heart attack. I completely forgot about that. Did have a heart attack. I've only remembered that because basically they do loads of cocaine, dance a lot, and then he has a heart attack. And then he goes back to rehab.
That was amazing. There's a bit where he's coming back in from buying the drugs, going, "Oh, I went to decoy prom. Maybe I went to decoy rehab. I'm still addicted." But so going to prom gets half a star. So honestly, I could not believe we found this show. I say we. This is all down to you. I think. How did you hear about it?
I was literally looking at like our list of TV shows and just went, wonder what that's about. And I must have read the synopsis and just went, that sounds alright.
There's one that I'd look at episode 3. The things he reviews is eating 15 pancakes, which gets half a star, getting divorced, which doesn't have a rating, and then eating 30 pancakes, which has 5 stars.
See, I get the feeling there is like an actual like half through story like through this, which is probably just going to be the breakdown of his marriage.
Yeah.
Because episode 8 is marrying a stranger.
Sorry, I was just reading some of these things that he does.
Have you seen episode 7, season 16? Buried alive, giving 6 stars,
Giving 6 stars,
having the best ice cream in town, getting kicked in the balls, public speaking.
I'm just. Hang on, what did he?
What?
Getting kicked in the balls has 6 stars.
Have you seen the next one? Killing a person. Vetoed. Magic 8 Ball. Procrastination. Killing a person.
Oh god.
There's a season 3.
I think it's quite obvious what I think of this, and I know I said this on the last episode, but if this isn't in my top 5, we've had a fucking good year of this.
So far, you're already calling things out for your top 5, so it's been a good year so far.
Yeah, and this is episode 4. This is show 7.
Yeah,
Fucking
no,
hell.
it's really good. I want to watch more of it, but I would worry that it might get a bit samey. Like, even though you'll be doing different stuff, like maybe the format could get boring.
Possibly. I don't know.
I don't know how additive the format actually was to like the whole mockumentary style thing. I could have watched this on YouTube quite happily.
This is the thing.
They'd see it on like Drama Alert or something, being like, "Oh, this person's been arrested for trying to rob a bank."
But one thing I did think, like as soon as it started and it was done as if it were in a studio, I thought, if only this had come out a few years later, you could really satirise YouTube, because obviously YouTube is, as we know, is what we're doing right fucking now. YouTube's just full of videos of people reviewing stuff. So I think you could do a really interesting sort of aping of YouTube videos and people who do YouTube, YouTubers, I think the kids call them.
Yeah, that's true. But then that could lead to like people being like, "Wait, I could do that."
That's true.
And then you get copycat people sort of going like, "Yep, just going to see what it's like to kill someone," and then rate it at the end of the video.
I think
and that'd be a bad impression.
They call them serial killers. Do you know, I've spent quite a lot of time looking to buy like a DVD of this, or if I can get the episodes like somewhere online. It just doesn't exist, and we don't get the Comedy Central the permissions because we're in a different country. I think if you're in America, you can just go on to comedycentral.com and watch shows on there. But I tried it.
Like
I'm
I
sure
said,
you did.
So hard to find. Yeah, so hard to find. You can get it if American Amazon. You can buy the series on Prime, not in the UK.
It's so annoying, isn't it? There's so many shows that we just can't get hold of. Also, it doesn't help that we're searching like with the show's title is Review.
Yeah. Interestingly, for the thumbnail, the hardest thing to find was the logo. Just like a good version of the logo.
Oh, not
but no, it's really good. I will probably watch some more of this.
If I can find it, I will absolutely be watching more of this.
Yeah, I think it might even just be a case of just watching episodes that have like funny names. Well, funny things that they're reviewing.
Oh, pick and choosing.
Yeah, because I don't know if like a lot of them I want. Just seen season 2, episode 2, curing homosexuality, Mile High Club, leading a cult.
Oh, it's so annoying because it's all here. It's literally all here on the Comedy Central thing. It might even be a case of like trying to get a
VPN.
Yeah, just to get this. So.
But yeah,
it's
that was
fucking
good.
wicked. It's one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
4 stars, definite 4 stars.
Yeah, if not 5.
4.5. Nothing's perfect.
Oh, don't be that. Don't do that. Oh, I hate that when you read like someone's actually genuinely reviewed something, or like when a teacher marked your fucking work. Like, oh, well, you can't get it perfect. So fuck off. Shall we crack on to Silicon Valley then?
Yes.
Cool. So, what's Silicon Valley? Where is Silicon Valley? Who
America.
Is Silicon Valley?
In a very broad stroke, it's in America somewhere.
And what is it? What does Silicon Valley refer to?
A place. Gee, it's like you know nothing. But it's the tech hub of pretty much the world, mostly.
Is it in California?
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so.
Oh, you were actually asking like a genuine question.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was in, I thought it was, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's in California somewhere. I can't remember I don't know exactly where because I don't care.
It's the Bay Area, I think. Southern portion of the San Francisco Bay Area in the northern part of the U.S. state of California.
And it's where all the big tech companies live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sort of do, I guess. They have a lot of them have, a lot of companies have their head office and stuff there. But this is focusing on a small group of
fucking nerds.
Programming geniuses.
Genii.
I don't know if they like to be referred to as genii.
No, I don't know either.
But yeah, it's basically TJ Miller is. They're sort of. I guess he just sort of is. The thing I can't tell with his character is if he's trying to just leech off other people's ideas, which it seems like he's trying to do, or he just wants someone else to be successful. I couldn't tell. But he's got this house and he's got all these programmers writing their software and stuff in there. And I'm guessing they sort of get room and board in exchange for 10% of any idea that they have while they're there.
He's a dick. I really, really didn't like him. But I think that might be the point. But, so yeah, but then one of the guys whose name is Richard, which is funny, he's created this app called Pied Piper where, what is it? If it's for musicians who create a piece of music.
To see if it infringes on other existing music.
Yeah, so just so they can't be accused of plagiarism. Because I think I heard today Ed Sheeran's in trouble again because they think he's plagiarised. Someone, and honestly, in fairness to them, it's him appearing on someone else's track, but on I think it was Sam FM, which is what we get down here. They played the original, and then they played the song that he's on, and they're identical. But
then is that Ed Sheeran or is that the person who made the song?
I don't know. I guess it was this other. I can't remember the guy's name. Tim something maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so he's made this program that it helps musicians avoid copyright bollocks, and someone within Hooli, which is
where he works,
discovers that it's got this thing, and they realise that the speed at which it runs through the search engine runs through the database of music is ridiculously quick, and that the compression is completely lossless, and he's caught in the middle of a bidding war between is it the boss of Hooli, the CEO of Hooli, and
the assistant of someone else. Because I get the feeling I can't remember what that other company was.
It was. Oh no, I thought it was the.
Peter Gregory.
Yeah.
That was his name. I don't think they ever actually say
what he
what
does.
company he works for.
No.
But I get the feeling that he's sort of like the face of a company rather than
Yeah.
the tech.
But so Peter Gregory offers him $200,000 for 5% ownership, and
initially he goes, "I'll give you 300,000 for 10%," and then he just goes, "I'll give you 200,000 for 5," and he just goes, "But you've gone down." And it's just like,
maybe you won't.
Yes, but I get less.
Whereas Gavin Belson, who's the CEO of Hulu, he offers him $10 million on the spot for full ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then he has a panic attack, he goes to the doctor, where he meets... Is that the guy from Review? The doctor.
It could well be.
I really think that doctor is matey from Review. I'm actually going to do some Googling on that.
Yeah, but I like that the doctor's pitching him something. He's like, if you get that 10 million, I've got an app that I think you might be interested in investing in.
Which makes him throw up again.
And then he meets the assistant outside again. And then he's just like, how did you know it's in? She's like, oh, we've bought a company that like literally just tracks people. He's like, that's kind of terrifying. And she's like, oh yeah, you don't know the half of it. Which makes it sound like that's going to come back, I think.
Just an interlude. It is Andrew Daly from Review, is the doctor.
That's why they're paired. I knew that.
Yeah.
That's why they got paired.
Definitely. Yeah. So, I can't remember what the decision is he makes, if he makes one.
He goes for the 200,000 for 5%, and then he's like, "We should build a company together." Like all his like friends.
Yeah. I really quite liked this. Like, it's nice to have, like, because with The Big Bang Theory, and I know you like it, but I always felt that the joke in Big Bang Theory is, haha, they're nerds. And it's like, so there'll be a situation and then one of them will go, oh, this is just like Star Trek or something. It's put a bit more creatively in that. But in this, the jokes actually make sense if you are a geek and if you do know a bit about tech and if you do know a bit about, you know, pop culture and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like they're more sort of targeted, which it's just a bit more, I don't know, realistic for me. So yeah, and I really like Kumail Nanjiani. He does a lot of stuff that I quite like. So.
Well, I think what I liked is I would like them to maybe have gone a bit more, like have some more like techie jokes.
Yeah,
but
I reckon they're probably
like some more like actual programmer jokes than just like.
Oh, what ones that you'd get and I wouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair, actually, I think. From, you know, like I said, from
it was
so
kind
targeted.
There wasn't really a lot of jokes around that. It was more around sort of geek life.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think there was one joke that was about like, you know, I think it's Ehrlich. He says, "Oh, you know, Steve," and then I think it is Richard he's talking to, or it might be Big Head. But he says, Wozniak or Jobs? And he looks at me like, you know which fucking one I mean. And I was like, you know, your average man on the street, he's not going to necessarily understand that. And I quite like that.
I know, as soon as he said which one, I was like, huh, that's a Steve Jobs thing. It's a goof around that. But it just made me think of the like the Bill Gates versus Steve Jobs epic rap battle of history.
God, I haven't watched those in ages. I only seem to watch them when you come down.
It's because mostly what I do is I'll be like, oh, I remember this one's funny, and I'll be like, oh, but so's this one, and this one, and this one. I could sit and I could just watch them for hours, and I quite often do. I'll sit down and be like, oh, I'll just put on one, and then I'll be like, oh, that one's funny, that one's funny. It's actually a problem.
So there weren't any glaring programmery mistakes or anything you were aware of? Because as I was watching it, they started talking about algorithms and stuff, and I realised I don't know what they're talking about. But I just wanted to know if it was...
all they've done so far, they've done something very clever, which is not mentioned anything specific.
Yeah,
they've sort of gone. He just goes, "I've written an algorithm," and they just go, "Okay."
But I suppose, you know, again, if you were just to get Mr. and Mrs. Average on a Monday night, settling down to watch a bit of telly, and they hear something like, they hear something like
I want that because I understand it.
But if they had something like, it's higher compression, but it's still lossless, that's not necessarily going to translate to, Mr. and Mrs. Ford Mondeo, which again, it's a positive, I think, because the more focused an idea is, I think generally, the better.
Yeah, I think maybe going deeper than they've gone would be making the whole show too niche.
Yeah.
Like, you need a degree in computer science to be able to understand any of these jokes.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe that's a bit too much.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you like it overall? Do you just think,
Yeah, no, I'll probably watch a bit more of it. Just sort of see where it goes. But it's not something that I'm going to say, like, yeah, this is going to be my show till I die, sort of thing.
Yeah. Something that is really appealing to me is that with both of these shows that we've done today, they're both short. Like, this is half an hour and review is 20 minutes, and I think the brevity of it is really playing to its advantage, because I think I've said this before, like, the reason that I never gave Arrow a proper go is because I looked at the list and it was like, oh, there's 5 series and each one's 22 episodes. So I'm like, that's like a ridiculous number, and they're all an hour long each. That's a long time to invest in something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what's making me think.
Because I watched these two, and then I went on and I watched the stuff for next show.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, okay. And I was watching Mr. Robot, and I was like, have I suddenly watched 2 episodes? Like, this has been on for a long time.
Oh, really? Oh, because you'd been used to the shorter...
Yeah, because I watched Silicon Valley and Mr. Robot back to back, and I was like, these are both tech shows, but one of them is way more nerdy than the other.
Yes, I agree. Observant listeners...
We don't really know what happened.
No, observant listeners might find that you can spot an edit point somewhere in this podcast. And it's definitely got nothing to do with my neighbour coming over wanting some passata to put in her pulled pork. But, but yeah, I think we were pretty much, wrapping up on Silicon Valley. So, do you think you'll carry on watching it?
Probably definitely a few more episodes.
I really didn't know which way you were going to go there. You just said probably. I was waiting for the not, and then you didn't say not. I was like, oh, this is so exciting.
Well, because it's so short, I can probably knock out like 10 episodes. Well,
yeah.
The first season's only 8, so I can see how I feel after that and be like...
Cool. How many series are there now? Is it something like
4?
Oh, it's 4. I was going to say, I thought it was 4 or 5. So, yeah, I'd give this a go. It's not the worst show we've done this series.
10 episode seasons as well, so...
I'm really enjoying
that's 5 hours of your life.
Yeah.
Per season.
What are you going to do? That's fine.
I don't know, ask for your 20 hours back.
Yeah. Oh, do you want a Gilmore Girls update? Because we haven't had one this episode, and we need one every episode now.
Yeah, but...
It's
been like
fine.
3 days.
It's fine.
You haven't watched any, have you?
It's fine. I'm still going to update everybody. I'm struggling to find... Okay, so at last count, I was on Series 5, Episode 5.
Yep.
Currently still sitting on Series 5, Episode 5. Lisa's still away. We're recording this all in the same week. So
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Have you watched any more of How to Get Away with Murder, though?
Oh! No. Because that's going to replace Gilmore Girls, we think. Once Gilmore Girls is done,
but
we're going to watch How to Get... you say this, I might just fucking watch it on my own.
Just do it. And then watch it again.
And
you can,
find
but then you can be like, I think this is going to happen. And then just let it happen.
Oh my god, what a surprise. I was ever so surprised. Were you surprised? Oh my goodness, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, just that, like, I think Bonnie's going to die.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you better not have fucking done that.
There's only one way for you to find out.
For fuck's sake.
You don't have to watch it to find out if I spoiled it.
I was going to watch it anyway. Another fucking show spoiled. Sick of this. Fucking co-pilot my ass. Right, so next episode. Next episode, I'm looking forward to this because I've heard good things about one of these shows and the other one I don't know anything about. So we're going to be doing Mr. Robot, as you said earlier, and Humans.
Which one do you not know anything about? Is it Human?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Human.
Channel 4 Android show thing.
It rings a bell. Like I think I remember some advertising for it, but
it's from quite a while ago, I think.
I don't think we watched it. But then, just looking at what's coming up, we've got some belters coming up. Really looking forward to this. Right, yeah. So that's it for the real Co-Pilots podcast. Once again, if you Google us, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Give us a tweet, give us an email, send us a letter.
Don't send us a letter.
Send us a message in Morse code.
Don't do that either, because I don't know Morse code.
Neither do I. Something I've always wondered about Morse code, right? How do you know when one letter stops and the other one starts?
There's a pause.
Do you literally do it letter by letter?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's got to take forever just to say hello.
It's not like a ruthlessly efficient way of sending a message.
No, it should be. It should be like texting. Yeah, so Instagram, Twitter, you give us a ring if you have our phone numbers. If you, I don't know, live in Japan but still have our numbers, give us a ring, send us a text every now and then.
Let us know you're alright.
Yeah, do you need any money? Do you want us to send any fags over? You know, all the your classic travel stuff. Yeah, make sure you wear enough sunscreen. Well, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.